Hi there, welcome back to Still Waters ASMR. Today's video we are going to be doing my therapy homework together. So I have been struggling with my mental health for quite some time, like years. I've done like talking therapy, which has been really helpful to work through some things. I have, in the past, I did a CBT workshop, cognitive behavioural therapy workshop, and it was really informative and really useful. It was like group sessions where they explained the theory and the concepts, but then you were left to kind of like work through it on your own. But I kind of struggled to take it away and actually apply it. I believe that's due to undiagnosed ADHD. Like I know what I need to do, but I struggle to implement it. So currently available to me is a free online therapy and through the NHS in my local area. And it's like a typed therapy. So you have like a session where you like chat with somebody over like typed chat. The benefit of that is you then have the transcripts from that available to you to go back and read over. And they use the CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy method approach. And so we've been working, I've only done a couple sessions, we're still early in. And so I'm going to just spend some time doing some of the homework I've been set. I'm bringing you guys along with me. And yeah, it's handy because there's like, it's using what I learned previously, but actually having somebody walk you through the process rather than just being like, here's the information, go do it yourself. And I know that I'm finding that easier because I've got somebody actually like holding me accountable and making sure I'm actually following it through. So we're gonna kind of go through some of it, and we'll sort of see. I finally got to the front of the queue for an autism assessment, and so hopefully I'll be hearing back about that at some point. I filled out some questionnaires and then they're to get back to me, so we'll see. So there's like a booklet thing, I just printed off, and my printer's being a bit dodgy because it's green on the front page, but at the back it's blue where it's meant to be green. So I don't know what the colours are doing, but so we're just gonna go through this. So behavioural activation is an evidence-based intervention for the treatment of low mood or depression recommended by the National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence. This workbook can be used either alone or with the support of your psychological well-being practitioner. Behavioural activation has 4 steps. It's important you work through one step at a time. Only move on to the next step of behavioural activation once you're comfortable with using the previous step. It is key to follow all 4 steps of behavioural activation in sequence. It can take some time for intervention to become effective and to show improvement. It is important to allow enough time for behavioural activation to be effective. That's where I've like struggled, is the allowing it to take the time. I often will like implement something, fail to follow it through, and then like get distracted and not, like, it'll all just collapse. And then they've got some helpful resources. Behavioural activation, tackling withdrawal in low mood. Behavioural activation is an evidence-based treatment used to tackle withdrawal from day-to-day activities in low mood. It works by identifying the activities that we may lack the motivation or interest to do when we are feeling low or when we find we have little time for ourselves. These activities are then gradually reintroduced to incorporate structure, enjoyment and a sense of achievement back into our daily lives. I'm not going to read all of this because I kind of want to get on with the activity. So step 1, I did the other week, and identifying activities. The first step of behavioural activation is to identify activities that you think you're not doing. These may be things you used to do but no longer find pleasure in, or those that you seem to have little time in your week to do. You can also include activities that you have always wished to do but have never had the motivation to begin. Activities necessary and pleasurable. Evidence shows that in order to have a healthy balance of mood, we should include these three main types of activities as part of our weekly routine. Routine activities are done day to day to make our lives more comfortable, such as washing, housework, preparing food, and exercise. Necessary activities are essential, and the longer we leave them, the worse the negative consequences, such as paying bills, applying for jobs, booking medical appointments. Pleasurable activities that give a sense of achievement or connectedness to others and improve our quality of life, such as seeing friends, hobbies, gardening, sports. When we feel low or lack motivation, sometimes it can be difficult for us to recall what we used to do and enjoy before we were feeling this way. Below is a list of example activities which may help to identify the activities you may not be doing. Categorized activities can be very individual, so you may find some of the examples fit into different categories for you. Okay, so to complete step 1, use worksheet 1. So, I did this already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to use glitter pens because I've been enjoying using them for my studies, and life is too short not to enjoy the good things in life. I think I want this one. Necessary will be red. Green for routine. Oh, whoops. Oh, hang on, this is the wrong pen. That is not a glitter pen. I want glitter. There we go. I've got like 3 different sets of pens in there, at least, if not 4. So something I did in my, I kind of did this activity in Excel, and I had like the things I'm currently doing well as the things I'm not doing well. But at the moment, so I'm going to do the things I want to introduce like first. So washing and getting dressed daily, because really ever since the pandemic hit and I've been based at home, like I've moved to Shetland, the pandemic hit, I've been like based at home a lot more. I don't have like a 9, up until May 2019 I had a 9 to 5 job where I got up, got dressed, went to the office, and there was a lot of things that I did as routine. I would get up, I would get showered, get dressed, I'd go to work, I would brush my teeth and all that kind of stuff before going to work. I would come home and I'd cook dinner and I'd have my dinner, and I had really clear routines and structures in my life. And then when I moved here to Shetland and I was unemployed for a while, I was off, signing off sick for a while, and then I went back to work, but it was only part-time, so I was spending a lot of time at home. And then the pandemic hit and I was pregnant and I had a child, and I'm spending a lot of days at home where I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, and I found it really easy to sit in my pyjamas all day and to or I'd put like my dirty craft clothes on because I'd be going out and working with sheep, and I would never be like washing properly and looking after myself, because I'd be like, well, the only people seeing me today are the sheep, and I'm just gonna go out and work with the sheep again tomorrow and get dirty again tomorrow. So it was kind of like, well, not get dirty, but like, you know, there was no point in brushing my hair if I'm gonna go out and just work with sheep all day. And I want to change that. I want to turn that around and make a point of being better. I think I'll feel better myself if I've started the day well by getting dressed. And the other one was hoovering the house. I'm not very good at hoovering, so things I'm good at is I'm good at keeping on top of the laundry. I have been good at partly doing the dishes. My husband's also been stepping in and doing the dishes a fair bit. And then I think the other one I want to really do is I wasn't going to do, but I think this third one's an important one that will make a real improvement, is meal planning. Cooking meals. So that's like the three top ones I want to introduce. The necessary activities. The I'm based on their description of necessary activities is the longer we leave them, the worse the negative consequences. So tied in with the not getting dressed properly today, as I've not been looking after my oral health the way I should be. I am really fortunate. Different people have different types of enamel on their teeth. So some people are more prone to tooth decay than others just by the material of their teeth, you know, the type of enamel they have. I am really fortunate that I've got good enamel, and also my mum was really good about establishing good toothbrushing as children. So I am now in my mid to late 30s and I still have no fillings. And all my own teeth, except for my wisdom teeth, which were removed. But the medication I'm on makes me more prone to gum disease, and I've been really poor at actually looking after my oral health, so that's something I want to make a priority. And that is brushing and flossing, because let's be honest, whoever actually does that? Teeth 2 times daily. And then the other is my studies. So I've just been on the phone with the AAT and the ACCA. So the AAT is an organisation I'm currently doing my accountancy qualifications through, and the ACCA is the organisation that does the chartered accountants. And I have been working for what feels like forever on this whole accountancy thing. I started the journey in 2020 and I got my level 2 foundation certificate in accountancy through the AAT in 2020 before my daughter arrived. At that point I signed up for level 3, which is the diploma in accounting or something like that, the level 3. And a lot longer to complete than planned because I had a baby, and then the realities of being a parent I was completely unprepared for. And last year I studied some of the modules at the start of last year, and then I kind of hit a mental block and just never got back to it. And so I've just recently, in the last 2 weeks, I've done 3 exams, and I'm getting back into it again. And the plan is that I've just been on the phone to these 2 different organisations to kind of get a better picture of what is next. So in a few weeks' time, I should be able to add the letters AATQB after my name, and that will be me being like a certified bookkeeper, like a qualified bookkeeper. And then if I complete level 3, which I'm working on, and then go and do level 4, it will give me my professional diploma in accountancy, and I'll be able to be add MAAT after my name, which basically means I'm a qualified accountant. Once I've got that done, I can then, so that's through the AAT, I can then go to the ACCA, and with the qualifications I've gotten through the AAT, I can then go to the AAC and work towards my chartered accountant. And that will be, more exams, more studying, and then I have to work for the equivalent of 3 years. I only work part-time, so it'll be more like 5 or 6 years, because I'm only working on a part-time basis. And then I can get, once I've met the work experience criteria and done all the exams, I can then become a chartered accountant, which is my long aim. So it's kind of, in my head, I was just focusing on getting level 3 completed, and then starting work. Well, I've gotten a job as an account assistant, working, then I'll look to build up basically, and then the plan is that I will be a fully qualified accountant in a few years' time. And in my head I was kind of focusing on finishing my studies and then I'd be done. I'm now aware that actually I've got years more of studying to go, but that's okay because I've got my goal of what I'm aiming for. So that is the biggest and most important thing for me to be doing right now is getting my studies done. Work I'm doing well with because I go to work. Work isn't a problem doing work. And doing things like looking after the animals and things like that, that's not something I need to schedule because I already do that. Pleasurable activities. So I have been playing Animal Crossing a lot. I love it. Absolutely obsessed. If I can figure out how to do videos, I might do some Animal Crossing videos, but I don't know if I have all the appropriate tech required, but I just love playing it. I might even just use my camera and just record myself playing like this, totally low tech. So my pleasurable activities, there's a few. So I want to reintroduce reading. So I love reading. As a kid, I would read over 100 books a year. I get lost in worlds. I love it, but the problem being is I tend to get completely consumed in it, and as an adult, if I start reading a good book, the rest of the world ceases to exist until I finish the book. I don't want to eat, I don't want to sleep, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to deal with it, I don't talk to anybody. That's great when I was a kid and I didn't have any responsibilities and I could spend my summer holidays just lost in books, but as an adult, when dinner has to get made and I have to go out and work and I have to look after a child and I've got adult responsibilities, I that anymore. So I am working on like reintroducing reading into my life, but like maybe like timed sessions. Be like, right, you get to read for half an hour and then you have to put it down and get on with your life. So reintroduce reading. So I really want to get a dog. Not right now because the situation, I work away from home 2 days a week. I go stay with either my parents or my in-laws for 2 days a week with my daughter. Getting a puppy right now would be a terrible idea because it'd be a big ask to ask them to look after me, my daughter, and a puppy. But maybe in a year's time when I'm working from home, I would like to get a puppy, and I want to make sure I'm making a point of going out for walks myself. And yeah, basically, if I can get used to, if I've already built the habit of going outside for a walk every day, then it'll be easier to then introduce having a dog or getting chickens or anything else that involves me going outside every day. It'll be good for my mental health, it'll be good for my physical health, and I can also incorporate it with like craft activities if I want to. I'm just looking at the pleasurable activities, and there's like I just realised something I'm gonna add to the necessary. I think for pleasurable, I think that's like, because I've been playing my Switch and I've been really enjoying that. And actually, no, I just thought of one. Pleasurable activities. Speak to my friends. Right, necessary activities. Planning time. Like time to sit down and do these sorts of activities, to sit down and like assess my week, to plan out activities, to, yeah. Because at the moment that's probably one of the biggest things lacking, is taking that time. So I've gotten the worksheet one done. I wonder if I can check and see what the time is. Okay, no, we're okay for time. Right, okay. So step 2, ranking activities. The second step of behaviour activation to rank activities and how difficult they would be to carry out currently. Think of which activities would be easiest to do or most difficult to carry out depending on your mood. I'm actually going to skip step 2 because I kind of did this. My therapist was talking me through like breaking activities down into really simple little steps to make them really easy and manageable. So I'm going to skip this and we're going to go to step 3. This is the homework that my therapist set me, and it's scheduling. Scheduling activities, and it was the whole idea of so keep it balanced. So I'm doing a mix of the routine, the necessary, and the pleasurable, and the when, where, who. So being really, I've seen this SMART acronym, the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely, I think. So we have a scheduling activities worksheet. I'm just gonna quick flip through and see what else you've got. Oh, implementing and monitoring, looking at obstacles. We've got some examples, some examples, some examples, and some examples. Okay. Oh, what's the date today? I'm gonna need to get some more pens out somewhere in here. There should be a black glittery pen. There is. Is today the 16th? Yeah, sorry, I'm just having complete like. So we've got the 16th of the 2nd, the 17th of the 2nd. So my weeks are kind of weird. And I've already paused up. Because I'm going to do it from tomorrow. Third of the 2nd. Seventeen, 18, 19, 20. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm like, this doesn't add up. I have to ignore my desire for perfection because I've already made a mess of this. What I might even do is I might do this for a few days and then like print this off again and do like Monday through next week. Anyway, let's start for tomorrow. So we had I have got my activities here. So in the morning, we are gonna have I'm gonna have the word read looks really weird now that I've written it down so many times. So we've got the washing and getting dressed. It's going to be like first thing in the morning. I'm not putting a time because that's just going to be in the morning. The brushing my teeth is going to be morning and evening, and the reading will be before bed. I'm gonna do 30 minutes. Okay, so my daughter typically is awake about 7 o'clock, as I want to be my wake up time. So if we do if 7 o'clock, then 11 p.m. should be my sleep time, if not before. So if maybe about like 10 o'clock, so this will be kind of about 10 p.m. Aim to be like, brush my teeth, go to bed, and then I can read for a bit, and then fall asleep. That's like a sensible idea. So we're going to reintroduce reading. I think planning time. When would be a sensible time in the week to sit down and do planning? Where am I at just now? Just checking my time. Oops. Just checking my time on the phone, so that's why it was wobbling so much. Well, if I'm planning out the week ahead now, I'll do a planning session. I'll set a planning session for Thursday morning. Or should I have a planning session on Monday? I'm trying to think, because my week is really weird, because I've got like the weekend, and then I've got Tuesday, Wednesday I work. So we're gonna kind of like, this is work here. Groceries. And traveling home. There I'm kind of like down at either my parents or my in-laws, and then down the evening here I'm traveling. Down to my in-laws, so my week's kind of odd in that that time is, but doing my planning at a point where, because sometimes I need to do things while I'm away. So maybe having a planning session on a Monday morning might be quite useful. Like at the start of the week. And I'm going to make that 9:30 AM. So it's like first thing. And then we're going to have... So I picked my daughter up at 3. So I could do... on a Monday, study... So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Till 1:30. I pick her up earlier on a... She's finished at 2 on a Friday. So we basically got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5 hours. I can then do... if I put my daughter to bed at, say... If I'm doing that at 10, so maybe 8:30 till 9:30. I kind of lose my evenings there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's like... that's half decent. I'm going to put a study with a question mark because I obviously want to spend time with my husband at some point. So I've got the reading. Let's just do a time check. I've got the reading. I have got planning time. I've got studying. I've got teeth. So that's necessary activities in. I've got the washing and getting dressed first thing. Hoovering the house. When would be a sensible time to hoover the house? I guess that I could do like a housework time Friday afternoons after I've picked my daughter up. Only problem with hoovering is it's noisy, so if she has a nap I can't hoover then. Or do I want to just make it Monday morning? Do like my planning session and then do a bit of a housework session? Yeah, so like Monday morning, drop my daughter off at nursery, come back, maybe do that at 9:30, and then do that at like 10. So do like a tidy, a hoover, and then do like a planning session on like first thing Monday morning. Okay, so we've got the house being hoovered at least once a day. I can always add in a Friday afternoon if she's not sleeping. Yeah, we'll put down meal planning and cooking meals. Right, that is meal planning is something I could do Friday afternoon, because even if my daughter's sleeping. And then we can do cook meals at the weekend, evenings. Like these are like proper big, like cooking from scratch meals. So you've got the washing, getting dressed, we've got the hoovering, we've got the meal planning and cooking. We've got brushing and flossing, studying, planning time. We've got reintroducing reading. Right, going for a walk. Okay, so I often find I'm hitting meltdown point sort of like late afternoon. So how about if I put in going for a walk? Like in the, kind of when I'm working there, then I'll kind of, we'll see. It's a bit more tricky when I'm at work, because I don't have like my outdoor wear, so I want to be able to basically let's try maybe kind of around about like 4:30. That sort of time frame. And then yeah, go for a walk, and then yeah, probably 4:30 would probably make more sense. But go for a walk, and when I get back I can like cook dinner and that kind of stuff. But I normally find I'm that's like my worst time of the day, is like a late afternoon just before dinner is when I'm most likely to be most stressed. We'll see how that works. Now, speaking to my friends, I'm not quite sure how to fit that in, so I might do this for this next week and then have a think on that a bit more about how I can build that in. That's something I can maybe think about in my planning session on Monday. Spend a bit of time thinking about who I want to speak to and what format I can speak to people in and that kind of thing. But no, I'm kind of happy with that. That's a good starting point. I've got clear study times, because that's something I want to work on, is having clear like work times, because I need to get better at that, basically, because so I know exactly when I'm going to work. And then I know exactly when I can go to work, when I'm off work. So yeah. Anyway, that's that for now. I'm gonna go collect my daughter, and I'll maybe try and sort of start doing like from the walk for today, like this bit here. I'll give that a try this evening. But yeah, I hope you're all keeping well, and take care, and I'll see you again sometime soon.